Alright, the video got cut off before, but so I would replace this sensor here. A lot of corrosion in that guy. The wiring going here has to be cleaned up, maybe replacing the nuts. This fuse box has to be completely replaced. It's rusted all the way around. There's too much corrosion to even try to save it. The power supply to the suspension compressor and also the power steering rack most likely go through here, so that might be the source of the problem. There's a lot of corrosion in this junction harness, again part of the issue. We can save, there's about 61 pins in this connector alone, and this is the other half of the connector. So to repin this side and repin this side, that's 122 pins alone in time. So if we cut here, cut there, and solder the two together, we can probably make a better connection and also save on some time and materials. So we won't need the pins, and we'd just need solder, heat shrink, and time. So it'd be 60 pins or 61 pins of time as opposed to 120. Same thing goes for this connector. This one's actually frozen shut, which means that the wires are all corroded inside. So same thing, another 62 or 63 pins per side. So I'd take care of those, and there's quite a few others. We know all the wiring going into here are probably going to need to be repinned, so we're going to have to take that out and really assess the pins that need to be replaced. The rest of the harness here is all protected, so it seems okay. There's a few can blocks. If you notice that brown block, that's a can block. I took it apart, it looks okay. That one looks okay, so we can leave that alone, unless if you want to change it just to be safe so you don't have to get underneath here again, but should be okay. You know, most of the harness seems okay. We could put some contact cleaner. I do not think we need a body harness, but there's a lot of definitely a lot of corrosion there. This airbag module is okay. The airbag module, you can't see it, but it's underneath that plastic piece. That one seems to have some corrosion and maybe an issue going on with that, but I think we should replace the fuse boxes first and all the pins and see if that module needs to be replaced and programmed or not. If we do these, I think we'll be okay, and then we can determine whether or not that needs to be done. We have a similar issue on this side. There's a few connectors that have some corrosion that do plug into things like the seat, and also there's a couple of modules on that side, but I think it's satellite radio, and there's something else that may not need to be replaced. So I do have a list of modules that I'm going to put a price together for that we should be replacing, and then we can go from there. But the main issue I think is on this side. If we rectify this, maybe change those two can blocks that are over there, make sure the pins don't have any corrosion, because that does a lot of communication, we probably will be in a lot better shape here. So I think if you're ready to and you want to, we can start putting the back of the car together. We'll get a quote over for that. If not, we could just place everything inside and you guys can take care of it on your end. Depends on how you want to handle it. So that's that end of things. There are a few control modules that I'm gonna put an estimate for. The main radio amplifier has a lot of corrosion in it that should be replaced. I gotta find out what this module is. Also, I gotta see what this one is corroded. This is your Sirius satellite radio. That one's corroded, but I know you don't need it there. So those are the main modules that have issues, and the rest are sensors. So I think doing those few things, we should be in business to put this thing back together, test the remaining issues. Hopefully the suspension and the power steering will come back together and this thing can get shipped away. So just let me know what we're going to do so we can move forward.